My whole class and I got pulled into a weird group chat. The name was Heatwave Apocalypse. Everyone else picked safe houses in the wilderness or places with plenty of water. I chose a high-rise apartment with no water or power. The school's queen bee mocked me, no one would team up with me, and they all bet I'd be dead in 3 days. When it came time to pick our powers, everyone went for spatial storage or water-based abilities. I picked reverse photosynthesis, the ability to get energy from the humidity in the air. The chat immediately muted me. They didn't want to see me begging for help when I was dying. But when the system revoked the team-up and admin features, everyone saw the group chat's name had been reset. Monsoon Apocalypse. On a sweltering summer day, my classmates and I were all added to a bizarre group chat. Hello 50 hosts. I am the Apocalypse System, your group administrator. Survive in the game for 1 week, and you will receive a prize of $100 million. As if anticipating our skepticism, it immediately dropped a 1 million cash giveaway into the chat. The students, who at first thought it was some elaborate prank, went wild and scrambled to grab a piece of the money. Holy shit, 1 week and we'll be set for life. Let's go, let's go. Only Ethan, the class VP, seemed puzzled. So if we don't complete it, do we die? The game will reset if everyone is eliminated. If there's a winner, the game ends. Anyone who quits midway must return the 1 million. Everyone freaked out. The ones who missed the cash drop were especially pissed. See, it's a scam. I'm leaving this group. Go ahead. Let's see if you really have to pay back $1 million. But after a while, the member count hadn't dropped. We were all trapped. The admin ignored the chatter and posted a poll. Choose your safe house. A 20th floor apartment in a major city center, no water or electricity. A country cottage with land for farming. A deserted island with abundant food. An urban air raid shelter, sturdy door, low temperature. A food processing plant with a large stock of resources. Chloe should pick the food factory. She can manage the resources, since she loves being bossy all the time anyway. Yeah, Chloe, then we might be generous enough to team up with you. In the end, no one chose option 1, except for me. Jessica, the queen bee, let out a few dramatic gasps. Chloe, are you insane? A heatwave apocalypse, and you pick a high-rise with no water or power. You'll be a human raisin by day 3. Did you just pick it because living in the city sounds cool, without actually thinking it through? And she's our class president. So dumb. Jessica was the class favorite, and as soon as she said that, several guys chimed in to laugh at me. Even a few students who were about to pick option 1 changed their minds. 5 minutes later, the poll closed, and the admin posted again. Each host is a temporary administrator. You can choose teammates who made the same selection. Teammates will be assigned to the same safe house by default. Jessica immediately got excited. Who else was destined to pick the island with me? We can have a party. Her message prompted over a dozen guys to apply to join her team. She was thrilled and tagged me with a taunt. Wow, so many people want to be on my team. Maybe I should send a few over to our class president, Chloe? It's so sad that no one picked her. It was true. Everyone had teamed up, except for me. After being roasted in dozens of messages, Ethan finally stepped in to restore some order. Guys, let's not fight among ourselves. Admin, when do we start? One more choice to make. Your power for the next week. An endless supply of fresh water. An indestructible body, immune to all poisons. Instant teleportation. Unlimited storage space. Reverse photosynthesis. The chat immediately got serious, with everyone analyzing the survival rates and applications of these powers in extreme heat. Jessica jumped in, giving a bunch of nonsensical advice, and convinced the guys chasing her to pick the freshwater supply, claiming it would increase their survival rate. She chose unlimited storage space for herself. I can help everyone keep track of their resources and avoid fights. You're all my precious babies after all. Ethan chose instant teleportation. I can pop over to wherever you are to rescue you at any time. In the end, no one chose option 5, except for me. Cue another few dozen messages mocking me. What the hell is that power? Sounds like something the creator threw in to look smart. Ha 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 ha. What did the class press pick? Doesn't that mean you get hungrier in the sun? Won't she die even faster? All that studying must have rotted her brain. Good thing we're not in her safe house. Some people act like moral saints all the time, but now they're just picking weird powers for themselves. They should learn from Jessica and think about the group for a change. I still said nothing, just letting them tear into me. Ethan, however, seemed to sense something was off and sent me a private message. Why are you being so foolish? You'll be eliminated so quickly this way. Are you still mad that I rejected you? Are you trying to make me worry? I rolled my eyes and blocked him. Back in the group chat, everyone had confirmed their choices. The admin spoke again. Preparations are complete. The game is about to begin. Admin privileges will be revoked on the third day. You can all modify your teams until then. Deploying to safe houses now. Day 1. Light rain. My apartment was peaceful, with only the soft tapping of rain against the windows. Jessica, I'll see everyone? It's raining. Of course it would rain to cool things down before the heat wave. She followed it up with a smug, hair-flipping sticker. Hey Chloe, I bet you're scared now, huh? Better grab a bucket and collect some water before you die of heat stroke today. Tomorrow when the sun comes out, that crappy roof of yours is going to turn into an oven. Don't come crying and quitting on day 2, you'll embarrass us all. The others, who had been confused by the rain, immediately perked up and started praising her intelligence. Ethan's message seemed out of place. Chloe, how are things over there? Have you found any supplies in the safe house? This question immediately ticked Jessica off. VP, why are you so concerned about her? If you're so worried, why didn't you team up with her? Feeling sorry for her now? Fine, go join her then. A string of dramatic emoticons followed. Ethan went silent. The chat went strangely quiet for a few seconds, with only the faint sound of raindrops hitting the windows. Soon one of Jessica's simps spoke up, aiming his attack at me. What's wrong with the VP caring about everyone's safety? Chloe, you brought this on yourself. Don't drag the VP down with you and get him yelled at by Jessica. Exactly, she's so annoying to look at. Let's just mute her. That way we won't have to listen to her screaming for help when she's about to die. It'd be a waste of resources and a total buzzkill. Besides, literally 0 people want to save her. Administrator Kevin has muted Chloe. The cold system notification popped up on my screen. No one said a word in my defense. Fine by me. I could use the peace and quiet. I put down my phone and started searching the apartment. It wasn't huge, just a standard layout, but it was completely empty. Not a single grain of rice. Finally, I pushed open the balcony door and took a deep breath. The water molecules in the air filled my body. Reverse photosynthesis. As long as there were water molecules, I could recharge my energy. This time, I wouldn't have to worry about any resource shortages. I felt refreshed, and the faint feeling of hunger disappeared. I sealed all the windows except for the ones on the balcony to make sure the house wouldn't get damp later. Then I opened my phone again. The class group chat was still blowing up. Haha, the heavens are delivering water. The fields were just tilled, perfect for planting. In 10 days, I'm gonna grow a whole vegetable garden. Great haul, bros. Just went out to sea and caught a few big fish. Grilled fish party tonight. Jessica also posted a picture. A beach on the island with palm trees, and in the center, a small mountain of supplies. There were cases of mineral water, vacuum-sealed meats, canned goods, and even a few bottles of red wine. A few guys surrounded her, their faces plastered with fawning smiles. Oh, you guys, I don't know what to do with you. I told you not to give me so much. Good thing my storage space is big enough. I guess I'll reluctantly help everyone keep it safe. To be fair, just let me know and sign up for anything you need. A flood of envious and flattering messages followed. Some people looked at the pile of supplies with suspicion. That's a lot of stuff. Is it really all going to be logged and distributed? It looks like a mess. Mike, what are you trying to say? Are you questioning the goddess Jessica? Jessica's just trying to prevent a free-for-all. If you're not happy, go team up with Chloe. That dump of a high-rise she's in doesn't even have a bottle of water. At least no one will fight you for it. I closed the group chat and fell into a deep sleep, lulled by the sound of the rain outside my window. Day 2. Heavy rain. Yesterday's drizzle had turned into a downpour. Low-lying areas of the city were rapidly flooding. The balcony of my 20th floor apartment had become a small waterfall. I walked barefoot to the balcony door, greedily inhaling the water molecules. I was brimming with power. I reinforced the balcony door and carved out the bottom of the railing to create a simple drainage system. Unless the balcony collapsed from the weight, no water would get inside. The class chat had already exploded. Damn it, the rain is too heavy. The seeds I just planted are all ruined. The water is about to flood the house. Help. The tide is rising on the island. The high ground where we set up camp is about to be submerged, and a lot of our food has been washed away. My fucking power is generating fresh water. It's completely useless. Jessica, didn't you say this power was a lifesaver? What do we do now? With their interests at stake, many turned on Jessica, who just yesterday had been their idol. Jessica played the victim. You're blaming me? Did I hold a knife to your throats and force you to pick the freshwater power? You were all tripping over yourselves to pick it for me, and now you're blaming me? Ethan tried to maintain order, his voice laced with a barely concealed anxiety. Everyone, calm down. Jessica, now's not the time to point fingers. You have so many resources in your storage. You need to take them out now for everyone to use in this emergency. Jessica's voice grew louder, a mix of tears and petulance. Why should I? I worked hard to collect all that. I haven't even finished logging everything. You want me to just hand it out when the situation is unclear? What if the sun comes out tomorrow? It could be 120 degrees. This water could be life-saving. Her words were like throwing cold water on a grease fire. Jessica, what time do you think it is? You're still worried about your stupid log? Still thinking about a heat wave tomorrow? Does this rain look like it's going to stop? You're hoarding all those resources in your own space so you can hold it over our heads, aren't you? VP, say something. The chat devolved into a shouting match, all of it directed at Jessica. Ethan, at his wits' end trying to calm everyone down, suddenly had an idea and tagged me. Chloe, aren't you in a high-rise? It must be safe. Quick, tell us the address. I'll teleport the people from the island over there to take shelter. This, however, triggered Jessica again. VP, why are you always trying to team up with Chloe? Are you in love with her or something? I forbid it. Whoever goes to her, I'll never give them any of my resources. Ethan was exasperated. Jessica, stop messing around. This is a matter of life and death. Who's messing around? Don't you all need my storage space? Whoever swears not to go crawling to Chloe, I'll let them take shelter in my space. With Jessica's meddling, I, who had briefly become the center of attention again, was once more forgotten as everyone went back to begging her for resources. She was once again the star of the show. I put down my phone and walked to a corner of the living room, where a few inconspicuous cardboard boxes were stacked. I opened one. Inside were neatly arranged power banks, laptops, and tablets, their indicator lights showing full charges. Another box contained several thick paperbacks, a few board games, and even a small projector. These were the supplies I had quickly gathered in the few minutes while everyone else was busy grabbing cash and laughing at me. They were the most useless things in a heatwave apocalypse, but were non-essential essentials for maintaining one's sanity in a confined environment. I picked up a fully charged power bank, plugged in my phone, and enjoyed the show as the group chat burned. Day 3. The rainfall doubled again. If yesterday's downpour was normal, today was a full-blown tempest. The rain wasn't falling in drops anymore but in heavy sheets, driven by gale-force winds that slammed against the ground. In just one morning, the water level had already risen past the first floor. I no longer needed to go out on the balcony to absorb energy. I just lay on my bed, watching my phone, completely unfazed. The class chat was dead silent. Yesterday's arguments had been replaced by panic and despair. Only a few sporadic messages popped up. Water's getting in the house. Can't stop it, help. It's over. The campsite is completely flooded. The air raid shelter door is leaking. It's freezing. What kind of goddamn apocalypse is this? Tsunami. Find the highest point. Ethan, VP. VP, save us. Teleport over and get us out. Anywhere is fine. Please. Ethan only replied with a series of ellipses. His teleportation ability consumed a massive amount of energy each time. With no safe destination in sight, Every rescue attempt was a huge risk. He could barely save himself. Suddenly, Jessica's message popped up, laced with an almost fanatical insistence. What's everyone panicking for? Get a grip. After the storm comes the heat. That's how it works. We're about to get temperatures over 120 degrees. How are you going to be my knights and protect me if you're all falling apart? Pull yourselves together. This time, even her most devoted simps couldn't take it anymore and laughed in anger. Jessica, wake the hell up. Still talking about heat? Still talking about knights? The world is ending out there. Are you having a princess moment right now? Are you out of your mind? Where are your resources? Bring them out. We're all about to freeze and starve to death. I earned my resources. Why should I give them to you losers? When the heat wave comes, you'll see. Her shrill defense was cut short. At the top of everyone's phone screen, an undeniable system notification appeared. All mutes within the group have been lifted. Administrator Jessica's privileges have been revoked. Administrator Ethan's privileges have been revoked. Administrator Kevin's privileges have been revoked. A long list of revoked admin privileges appeared, followed by one final message. Group name has been reset from Heatwave Apocalypse to Monsoon Apocalypse. The entire group chat felt like someone had hit the pause button. Then it exploded. Monsoon Apocalypse? What the hell is a Monsoon Apocalypse? Fuck you, system. Are you messing with us? The heat wave? What about the damn heat wave? We're all going to fucking drown. Jessica. It was you. Where's the heat wave you promised? Ethan. Didn't you say you analyzed everything? Desperate cries flooded the screen, nearly crashing my phone. Right in the middle of this out-of-control hurricane of chaos, my message appeared completely out of place. The storm raged outside the balcony, but inside, the room was lit by the dry, warm glow of a candle. A tablet and a laptop were on, and next to them lay an open novel, its pages clean and crisp. The safe house looked comfortable and leisurely, a stark contrast to the flooded, ruined shelters of everyone else. The frantic scrolling in the chat came to a screeching halt. A few seconds later, it was replaced by an explosion of exclamation points. Chloe. I get it now. Chloe changed the group name. Everyone was an admin, so she was too. It was a monsoon, but you changed it to a heat wave. You tried to kill us all, didn't you? I'll kill you. You don't have any resources. You should be starving to death by now. Do you have another power? System, I want to report her for cheating. I want to reselect my safe house and power admin. I calmly watched the frantic messages dance across the screen. You guys don't read much, do you? How are you still so dumb? The power I chose was reverse photosynthesis. I can live off the humidity in the air. I don't really need food or water. You guys were allowed to mute me, but I'm not allowed to change the name? You should have realized something was wrong when it started raining on the first day. You gambled and lost. You deserve to die. Just then, a long-awaited system notification popped up again. Attention all hosts. Phase 1 Safe House Survival has ended. Phase 2 Mission. Resource Scramble will begin in 10 minutes. Hosts with intact safe houses will receive a priority notification. All members are now muted. The group chat fell completely silent. My phone wouldn't stop vibrating. Everyone, except for Jessica and Ethan, started spamming my DMs. The same group of people who had treated me like the plague were now sucking up to me, sending apologies, offering deals, and praising me while trashing Jessica. Amidst the flood of DMs, I precisely tapped on the notification from the system. It had sent me a long list detailing every person's chosen safe house and power, and even their team compositions. The first round of choices had only lasted 5 minutes, and the chat was so chaotic that I hadn't remembered what anyone else picked. This list was a godsend. I ignored everyone else and carefully studied the list, trying to memorize all the important information. Once the second phase started, I wouldn't have time to be looking at my phone. 10 minutes later. Phase 2, Resource Scramble has begun. Duration 3 days. The individual or team with the highest score will advance to the next phase. Points are calculated based on survival resources plus number of powers. Kill another host to steal their power. Intact safe householders receive plus 1,000 points. Quitting the game is no longer possible in this phase. As soon as the announcement was made, a string of numbers appeared next to everyone's name. Most were below 500, while I had 1500. Teaming up with me was practically a guaranteed win, and they wouldn't have to worry about their safe house being in danger. The group chat mute was lifted, and the remaining survivors erupted in chaos, frantically tagging me. Chloe. Chloe's safe house is intact. She got 1,000 points. Chloe boss, save me. Let me join your team. My power is enhanced strength. I'll protect you. All resource points go to you. Chloe my queen, please take me in. I know I was wrong. I shouldn't have joined in on bashing you before. I'll teleport over and protect you. Just tell me where you are. Chloe, we're classmates. You can't just let us die. Let's team up. The same avatars that had sneered at me were now hidden behind the most pathetic masks. They needed to team up, needed me to share my safe house coordinates so the system could teleport them over. My finger hovered over the input box. In the end, I typed just 2 words. Not teaming. It was blunt, final, and left no room for argument. After a brief silence, the flattery turned into even more frenzied insults. Chloe, you fucking bitch, you're just going to let us die. Are you even human? You slut. You're going to die a horrible death. Just you wait, when we find you, we'll tear you to pieces. Selfish bitch. No wonder nobody wants you. Day 4. The rainfall doubled again, and the floodwaters rose past the 3rd floor. The massive walls of text in the class chat were gone, replaced by a grim, scarlet-colored obituary column. Chad has left the chat. Sarah has left the chat. Kevin has left the chat. Survivors, 25 or 50. Half of them were gone. Maybe they drowned, or maybe they were killed by their own teammates for their powers. Who knows? A request suddenly popped up. Ethan has sent you a friend request. I accepted. Almost instantly, his messages flooded in, filled with a sort of breathless, emotional plea. Chloe. Chloe, you finally answered me. I knew you still had feelings for me. It was Jessica who was stirring up trouble the whole time, turning everyone against you. I was secretly defending you behind the scenes. Chloe, we're trapped in a cave. I don't have the strength to teleport anymore. Your place is the only safe one. Tell me your location, let me come over. I swear I'll protect you with my life. If you just save me this one time, we can be together. I've actually liked you this whole time. I was just afraid to admit it because of Jessica and the pressure from everyone else. Chloe, give us a chance, please. Every word dripped with emotion, every sentence a declaration of love. Last time, he did the same thing, using his gentle eyes, and I had no choice excuses to fool me, only to sell me out the moment I turned my back. My finger hovered over the screen for a moment before I replied, You like me? I do. Chloe, I swear to God. Well, what about your teammates? I typed slowly. Teams were locked in a while ago. You can't form a new team unless all your teammates are dead, right? He was silent for a few seconds. I feigned regret. Oh well, I guess it can't be helped. You guys do your best to survive the next 3 days. The indicating he was typing flickered on and off. Finally, he gave his answer. Chloe, if I don't have any teammates anymore, will you team up with me? I stared at the screen, my eyes cold as ice. Within minutes, a few more death notifications appeared in the group chat. All of Ethan's teammates were dead. He eagerly sent me a team invitation. I did it, they're dead. Come on, Chloe. Playing so hard to get just so you could be alone with me, you're really something. I took a screenshot of our conversation and immediately posted it in the group chat. People were too busy trying to survive to pay much attention to the latest deaths, but many must have had notifications on for me, because they instantly exploded. I can't believe the VP is that kind of person. He killed his own friends just to lick Chloe's boots. He always acted so righteous. What a backstabbing piece of shit. Leo. Mark. Ben. Did you see this? Your good friend killed your other good friends. Ethan. I'll haunt you even as a ghost. Kill him. Whoever sees Ethan, kill him for me. Take his power. Make sure he dies without a corpse. Ethan's carefully cultivated persona of the good class president, good friend, and reliable guy completely shattered. He spammed my DMs, one message after another. Chloe, how could you post that? I did it for you. For our future. Take it down. Please, I'm begging you, take it down. Those people in the group are still useful to me. Don't screw me over. The curses in the group chat continued to escalate. Someone even started frantically tagging the system, reporting Ethan for maliciously murdering his teammates and demanding his power be stripped. Ethan's DM stopped for a moment, and when they resumed, they were filled with the spiteful, blustering rage of someone who had nothing left to lose. Chloe, you're ruthless. Fine. You're ruthless. You think this clears your name? You think they'll be grateful to you? Dream on. They hate your guts just as much. Just you wait. Once they get a chance to breathe, you're next. I closed his chat window and blocked him. Day 5. The flood had already swallowed most of the low-lying buildings. The rain had lessened slightly but continued to fall relentlessly, drumming a dull rhythm against the apartment windows. The class chat was deathly quiet. The number of survivors had dropped to 1750. The curses and pleas had vanished, replaced only by the occasional pop-up of coordinates for help, which were quickly buried by new death notifications. In this suffocating silence, an unexpected avatar spoke up in the chat. Jessica. I was too selfish before. I didn't see the situation clearly and put everyone in such a difficult position. Every word was steeped in caution, a stark contrast to her previous class favorite persona. She posted a photo. The island was completely submerged. She stood alone on a small hill, surrounded by a messy pile of supplies. Her tone was humble, practically groveling. All my teammates are gone. I'm begging you all, for the sake of being classmates, will anyone team up with me? I'll give up all the resources in my storage space. I'm just asking for a chance to team up. She posted a string of coordinates. This is my location. I don't want anything anymore. I just want to be with everyone else. Sob. It was a long time before anyone broke the silence, their tone dripping with undisguised sarcasm. Jessica? Isn't our noble queen be protected by her army of simps? Weren't you going to have a beach party? Did all your nights become fish food? Give up all your resources? Who'd believe that? Isn't your storage space bound to you? Who knows what you're holding back? Trying to trick someone into being your cannon fodder again? Get lost. I'm sick of looking at you. If it wasn't for your terrible advice, misleading everyone into picking fresh water, would we be in this mess? The once adored princess was now a pariah. Not a single person responded to her team request. About half an hour later, a few terrified messages suddenly appeared in the chat. Jessica. Fuck you. You bitch. The coordinates are for a floodgate. We just teleported over and got swept away. Leo and Tom are gone. The message cut off abruptly, and the system displayed a cold notification. Leo has left the chat. Tom has left the chat. Alex has left the chat. A few seconds later, a hoarse voice spoke in the group, trembling with post-traumatic shock and bone-deep hatred. Right before he died, Sam said, Jessica deliberately led their teammates on the island to a dangerous spot to scout. That's how they died. She killed all her teammates. Don't trust a word she says. Jessica's avatar never lit up again. Day 6. The rain stopped, but the sky remained ominously dark. I stood by the apartment window looking out. The lower floors of the building were completely submerged. The murky water was filled with debris, a true apocalyptic scene. My phone vibrated. A system notification popped up abruptly. Calculating points. Final 10-minute countdown for Phase 2. Live broadcast within the group is now enabled. But no one was left in the group to reply. The class chat that once had 50 people now had only 3. Me, Ethan, and Jessica. My score was still 1,500. The other 2 were at 1,400. Host Ethan detected near the safe house. Almost simultaneously with the notification, a loud bang echoed from the reinforced security door of my apartment. Bang! The heavy metal door didn't move an inch. Chloe. Open the door. I know you're in there. We're running out of time. Ethan's hoarse roar came from outside, laced with an uncontrollable fear. I walked to the door but didn't open it or respond. I just listened. Ethan's voice took on a pleading tone. Chloe, I was wrong before. I apologize. But now is not the time for grudges. It's too dangerous out there. We have to fight together, survive together. But Jessica sent a series of voice messages in the group chat. Survive together? You, who would sell out your teammates without a second thought, have the nerve to talk about fighting together? If your true colors hadn't been exposed yesterday, and they hadn't been wary of you, you would have screwed over even more people. Shut up. Ethan seemed enraged and turned to shout at me through the door. Chloe, don't listen to her. She's killed so many people, she's a psycho. She's just trying to drive a wedge between us so we can't team up. Jessica let out another cold laugh in the group chat. Oh, playing the good guy now, are we, VP? Weren't you the one who instigated everyone to isolate her, who told me about her confession like it was a joke? Weren't you the one who, to suck up to me, suggested everyone dump the heaviest manual labor on her? What's with the lovesick act now? Ethan's voice suddenly shot up, his tone filled with the fury of someone wrongly accused. When did I ever do that? Don't you dare make things up. Even if you didn't do it then, you would have done it later. You're just a backstabbing bastard. They argued more and more fiercely. I opened the door. When Ethan saw me, he forced down his anger and tried to rush forward to hug me. Chloe, I knew you still had feelings for me. Let's team up. Send the request now. Jessica is catching up. But I brushed his hand away and said lightly, your only power is teleportation. Ethan thought I was feeling insecure and tried to soothe me with a gentle tone. It's okay, Chloe. Once we team up, Jessica will be eliminated immediately. I can share your power, and then neither of us will die in this apocalypse. But before he could touch me, he was sent flying by a powerful force. Jessica had arrived. After killing several teammates, her powers now included an indestructible body. Ethan, on the other hand, had teammates who had been tricked by Jessica into choosing the useless water power. And since his reputation was ruined, no one else would team up with him. His power was no match for Jessica's. He watched in horror as Jessica walked into my apartment, and I made no move to stop her. Ethan was stunned. What is the meaning of this? Jessica, dropping her previously hostile demeanor toward me, slung an arm over my shoulder and laughed so hard she swayed. I've been waiting for this moment for so long, just to see the look on your face, you piece of shit, ha 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 ha. Ethan, when you sold me and Chloe out, did you ever imagine this would be your end? What are you talking about? When did I ever sell you two out? I rolled my eyes, too lazy to explain, and pulled out my phone. System notification. Host Chloe has invited host Jessica to join the team. Host Jessica has accepted the invitation. Almost at the exact moment the team-up notification appeared. System announcement. Phase 2 has ended. Congratulations to the team of Chloe and Jessica for topping the leaderboard and entering the final phase. Lone Raft survival. Duration 1 day. Ethan's pupils contracted. His world collapsed. No. Chloe, are you fucking insane? You're teaming up with her? She's a venomous snake. She killed everyone. Can you just drop the whole popular girl is evil act? I said. It was the same last time. You said everything was to protect Jessica, that's why you betrayed me, but in the end, you took all the powers and resources for yourself. Who's more venomous than you? Ethan's eyes flickered, as if he vaguely remembered something. But the system didn't give him any more time. The next second, with a look of confusion and despair on his face, Ethan stopped breathing. He had been erased. Jessica kicked his corpse violently. Her once beautiful face held no trace of pity, only a bone-deep hatred. System notification. Host Ethan is dead. Host Ethan's power instant teleportation is now available to be claimed. Hosts Chloe and Jessica may choose to claim or abandon it. Neither of us moved. Day 7. On the surface of the murky water floated a small rubber dinghy. This was the only resource that had appeared on the apartment balcony when the system announced we had entered the final phase. Jessica and I sat side by side in the boat, drifting through the dead, silent city that had been completely submerged. Jessica was the first to speak. This last day, it's for us to kill each other, right? I nodded, facing her openly. You're stronger. If you want to kill me, go ahead. She clicked her tongue and turned her head away, her expression blank. Do you think I'm a monster like Ethan? Jessica and I had been a team from the very beginning. We had been reborn. In the last life, when everyone knew it was a monsoon apocalypse, Ethan chose reverse photosynthesis. And I, trying to help my classmates, chose the food factory as my safe house and unlimited storage as my power. I teamed up with many people, letting them freely use my resources. Most of them chose teleportation as their power and spent the apocalypse exploring, with no survival pressure at all. When the second phase began, Ethan suddenly begged me for more resources. He said he only ever wanted to team up with me, that he could protect me in the apocalypse, and we could win together. Like a fool, I fell for it. Although I didn't agree to abandon my teammates, I told him where I had stored the resources. He turned around and posted our chat history in the group. I was attacked by my enraged teammates, severely injured, and my resources were reluctantly taken over by a heartbroken Ethan. They locked me in a warehouse to die. The last thing Ethan said to me was, "Only Jessica deserves our protection. Someone like you is only fit to be a tool. Be smarter in your next life. No one is grateful for your help." In the end, it was Jessica who saved me. In the last life, she was a lone wolf. She didn't team up with anyone, chose the high rise as her safe house, and the indestructible body as her power, all to survive on her own. She even muted the group chat. But because of that, she missed Ethan's performance in the group. He wanted my resources, so he used me as a target, gathered a team of 20 people, and threatened me into joining his squad. Those guys treated me like a toy. They said I was a jinx, that if it weren't for wanting to be on my team, they wouldn't have been bossed around by Ethan. If it weren't for my indestructible body, they would have tortured me to death. The 20 of them successfully made it to the third phase, but then the system announced that the $100 million prize would have to be split evenly. Greed got the better of Ethan. He led everyone to a floodgate, and because of his reverse photosynthesis advantage, he was completely unharmed in the flood. After his teammates died, he came after me. That's when I finally thought of you. For a slim chance of survival, Jessica teamed up with me. I still had a lot of resources stored in my space, so our combined score barely surpassed Ethan's, and we won. But after she rescued me, we were both so severely injured that we were nowhere near as capable as we were this time. We barely survived that last day, but as soon as we got out of the game, our injuries were too severe, and we both died. Maybe it was a system bug, but our memories were preserved. When the game restarted for a second time, Jessica and I entered the group at the same time, and made a pact to get revenge on everyone in our class. I changed the group name, and she provided the cover. Every time someone questioned my choices, she would jump in to stir the pot, reinforcing the idea of a heat wave apocalypse. When it came to choosing powers, she worked to create a divide between me and the others, dispelling their suspicions. Who would have thought that this seemingly delicate school queen actually hated the boys in our class to her core? Since they all treated her like a jinx in the last life, she decided to be a real one this time. To clip Ethan's wings, she fractured the cliques of guys, and I tore off Ethan's mask. We went through hell and back to lure Ethan here, with no teammates and no powerful abilities, all for this moment. Ding. Congratulations to hosts Chloe and Jessica for successfully completing the Lone Raft survival phase. The Apocalypse game Monsoon Apocalypse is now officially cleared. Final reward. $100 million in cash has been distributed to the 2 hosts' designated accounts. Hosts who did not clear the game will be erased in reality. The game will shut down in 10 seconds, 10-9. It's time to go, Jessica said softly. Yeah. The countdown hit 0. When I opened my eyes again, I was looking at my familiar ceiling. My phone buzzed with a transaction alert. $50 million had been deposited into my account. Outside, the rain had stopped. The end.